A huge moo to the herd, and welcome to episode 18 of our Gregicality Skyblock playthrough. So in our previous episode we built this rather lovely looking chemical plant, and we are using that to get the calculator off, fermentation base. And the plan is to use the fermentation base excuse me, for our polyethylene production as one of the steps. Now, one of the key components of that is we're going to need apples, we're going to need saplings, and at the moment we've got this little bonsai pot which is okay, but it's not in keeping with the theme of Gregtech, as someone pointed out to me in Discord. So what I thought I'd do in today's episode is to build ourselves a tree farm and see how we got on with that. So in the pack we've got two options for tree farms. We've got the forestry multi-block or Steve's carts. Now Steve's carts, if we look at those, is gated behind. So if we go for, I don't know, cart assembler. Why does it keep on doing that? Thank you. HV arms, HV machine casing, steel plates, etc. So we're not in the HV tier at the moment. So let's go down the route of the forestry farm. So what I've done is I've been reading up on this, and I've made up a load of components that I think we'll need to do that. So I think the first thing we're going to need is, if we go to farm, is farm blocks, and we're going to need apparently about 36 of these. Now these are stone bricks, which is relatively easy. It's just stone, which is just heated cobblestone. Oh, I didn't know you can make it in the assembler. I wish I knew that before, instead of doing it all by hand. So one stone with that will turn it into bricks. Wow, I have wasted a lot of cobblestone making these up by, turning them into stone and then stone into 4 bricks. Oh well, never mind. Live and learn. So yes. Let's just put that in there. So we're going to need stone bricks, we're going to need copper ingots, we're going to need some slabs, and we're going to need some tin electron tubes. So the tin electron tubes are glass panes and tin electrodes. And if we use this recipe here, which is 4 tin rods, 2 tin bolts, and some redstone, we can get 2 tin electrodes in our forming press. So if I want to do this, so if I go to my calculator, and I say I want 36 of those, it says I need 40 tin bolts, and to make 40 tin bolts we are going to require, what's that, 5 pieces of tin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and our extruding shaped bolts. We'll head over to our advanced extruder, stick that in there and pop that in, and that quickly gives us 40 bolts. So that's off the list. We now need 72 rods, so that's 36, which should be what I have left. And if we stick that into our lathe, just let that do its thing, that'll give us the rods we need, and 18 redstone. And we're going to need liquid glass. Now I've made up, take 2 off, 36 glass panes, just putting sand into the furnace. Let's do it in the other one. And then, sorry, in the smeltery, and then heating that up again in a furnace. So fluid extractor, stick those in here until we get our liquid glass. Is that going to give me 1? Have I? Yes. Now the recipe specifically calls for where is it? Glass panes. It doesn't seem to be all dictionary with anything. So this is the Gregtech Community Edition glass panes. So it's a bit of a pain, because I thought we could get away with just, normal glass panes, but it doesn't appear that's the case. Right, so whilst that is happening, how's our lathe doing? Right, that's 22. Have I got my... Right, that's the gear mold. And Where is my plate mold? Ball mold? Plate mold. Pop that in there, and what we can do is we just take our tank and we'll stick that in there so we can start making the glass panes whilst that's doing its job. So what I'll do is we'll wait until they are complete, and when we come back we'll move on to the next stage. Okay, so we've got everything now. So if we go over to our forming press, which I haven't looked at for a long time because there's a load of stuff still in here. Take the mica-based pulp out. We'll pop our tin rods in, take the asbestos dust out, put more tin rods in. Actually, do we want to put the bolts in and then redstone? Yeah. So this should, if I've got this right, it doesn't come up with some other bizarre pattern, give us our tin electrodes, which is exactly what we're after. So with those tin electrodes, we can put them in our assembler with glass panes to get the tin electron tubes, which is exactly what we want to do. So once we've got that done, what I'll do is I'll take these now, come over to here. I was making up some connectors for XNet. Put our glass panes in, and that should start making our tin electron tubes, which is perfect. So again, we'll let these complete, and when we come back, we'll start making up the necessary components to make up our blocks, and then we'll hopefully get our farm put together and connect it up to XNet. See if we can get it automated, get some trees growing, and we'll see how we get on from there. So we'll be right back. Okay, so we've got some of our electron tubes done. If we go here, we need copper, slabs, and bricks. So we're going to need 36 stone bricks. Pop those there for now. We're going to need at least 72 copper, and we're going to need 72 stone slabs. So what I should be able to do is make up at least 21 of those. That's our 21 of 36. And what we can now do is start making up the other items we need. So the gearbox, I believe, is where the power is going in. So we need 3 tin gears for that. That's the gearbox. The next thing we're going to need is the hatch. Now the hatch is where we input and output things. So we're going to need 2 of those. So that's what, 4 gears, 2 trapdoors. That's about right. 3, 4, 2 trapdoors. So 2 of those. And after that we need the valve. This is for water, so we need 2 pieces of glass and tin gear. Tin gear. Can we put anything away? Stack that up. 2 pieces of glass. Valve. Okay, so they're the control blocks we needed, and I'm hoping the assembler's almost finished. It's just on its second to last one. We can get the rest of the stuff made up. Right. Okay, the last thing we need is a farm control, which is farm block, redstone, and a golden electron tube, which is 2 gold rods, a gold bolt, and a small pile of redstone dust, or again we could do the 2 here. So 2 pieces of gold for quickly run this through the rods. The bolt should just be 1 piece of gold. While that's doing that, we'll get that in the lathe. I'm sure that will take a long time. And we'll pop that in the extruder. It should not take any time at all. And we're going to need some redstone. Just check that again. Because I've got shocking memory, farm control, assembler. So that's 4, 2, and 1 redstone. Yeah, so 1 piece of redstone. Where are we? Yeah, I'm waiting for these things, which should be done. Put that into our forming machine, or forming press, I should say. That to get a gold electron. We are going to need some more glass. Just 1 piece though. And then once we've got that, there's 2 electrodes. I'm only using the 1, so that plus that. Okay, golden electron tube. And then farm control. 2 pieces of redstone there. Let's get some more redstone. Okay, so that should be everything. Should be. Who knows? So let's start getting that built. Now what I've done in this area over here is I've mapped out roughly in the center of the chunk. So what I want to do is I want to pop some farm blocks all down here. So that's my base. Then yeah, I'm going to have that 1 down. So if I pop the farm control here, what have we got here? The farm valve here, gearbox there, 2 hatches here, and the rest blocks. And the last one should be now. Has that? Yes, it has. That has formed the multi-block. And if I'm right, looks about right. Okay, so the next thing we're going to need is to tell it where we want things to be grown. So I do just, again, stone blocks. Like so. So how many is that? That's 2 plus 3, that's 5. So I want to come out, want it out by 3, don't I? Yeah, so that should be 9. I'm hoping this is going to work size-wise. It should do. Right, so that's a 9 by 9, so just fill those in. Okay, and let's go have a look up top and see what it looks like. That's not looking too bad. We could come out a bit further, I guess. What's that? 1, 2, 3. So that's 9. What if we added? Make it 11 by 11. What would that do to it? I like 11 by 11. this is just going to touch the edging because of its position, which is fine. Need some more bricks. Right, so done. Right. I have the feeling that's not right. 1, 2. Seems about right. That there, that one there. Okay, let me come back once I've got this all laid out. Okay, so we're back. So yeah, had to unfortunately make a carpenter between cuts because I needed a circuit board, which if we look at the recipe for this, it's made in the carpenter. Now I'd made the mistaken impression that it was going to be available in the assembler, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Which is not the end of the world. So I've made a carpenter up. It's sitting in the middle of the floor because I had to get a GTU energy converter because this runs on RF. So I'm just added some water in now because the other thing I'm making is a soldering iron, which inventory needs resources, so I need to pop my iron in and bronze. And the soldering iron will allow us to solder the electron tubes to the circuit boards. Which will be what we require to control it all. So that's my soldering iron done. Right, so hopefully we've got the shape right. It looks roughly right. You know, it's got the right pattern and everything else. Now, it's got no power at the moment, which is fine, because what I'm going to try and do, and one of the reasons I put the carpenter here, is to use XNet to power it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the carpenter off. We're going to pop a connector here. So that's now connected. And then I'm just going to run some cables, some network cables roughly on the floor. Let's grab some more connectors. Back to our controller. Because I haven't tested this yet, but I'm hopeful. This be a connector rather than. I'm hopeful that this will allow me to power things up. So somewhere there should be something with no things. I think it should be this one. Yeah, that's the one. So what we're going to do is we're going to create an XNet energy channel, and from this one we're going to extract, because that should be extracting RF. And now what I should be able to do, I hope, is fall down this hole. Is if we take, this is why I had so many cables. And what I'll definitely do between episodes is tidy this all up. But at the moment it's just a case of, will this work? And if so, can it do what we need? So we're going to go to the gearbox. Run. Name is terrible. Yeah, all this wiring's got to be redone. Run that there. No, missed my miles. get rid of all of the excess network cable. Right, so that's connected up. Now I hope this works. Otherwise I'm going to have to run the cables and use that converter and everything else, which is not the end of the world. This means a little bit more time spent working on it. So go to our controller. We now have this, so in there we want to create an insert. Right, so that should... It now has power. Great. That's good news. No fertilizer. Plants require fertilizer for function. Compost is insufficient. So fertilizer. I'm guessing it's going to be the forestry fertilizer and not our organic fertilizer dust. Do we have any of that still left? Could we try that? We do. I guess this won't work, but we'll try it anyway. No, it's going to have to be the forestry stuff. So what does that require? Some ashes. We've got lots of ashes actually. And some apatite dust. An apatite dust. Apatite dust. Do we really have any apatite? We do. We have lots of apatite. So, what do I need to do to this to get apatite dust? I can smelt it into apatite thingies. And then can I pulverize that into apatite dust? I can. Right, so let's just get some of this. And we've got plenty of ashes. We are burning through our steam at the moment. I need to get some coal in here. I think this boiler's almost out as well. Yeah, it's one of the reasons I want to move away from the whole steam setup. Let's get some water in before I do that. That way, should need it. And once we put in water into a hot boiler, can't think of what could possibly go wrong with that. Charcoal, that should do that. So that's my 25 apatite. And we'll stick that through our macerator. And we'll let that get our apatite dust. And meanwhile, we'll grab the ashes that we've got here and here. That should be enough to make our fertilizer. Right, so that's plenty of fertilizer. Stick that in here. The next thing we need is water, which is one of the reasons I hatch and where are you? That's the hatch, that's the hatch. Ah, there's the valve. So another connector on here, and we'll just link this up. Now, once that's done, close my controller, and should have the, I wish they give them names, right? So we know that's our power, we know this is going to be water, so which one is extracting water? Tanks, distillery, pump is the pump. So we're extracting pump water from there. So we just insert it into there. Will that give us water? It is indeed. So we've got fertilizer, we've got water. All we need is a arboretum setup. Well, actually, we don't even need that. It by default goes into a managed arboretum. I really wish I'd realised that before I went through all the hassle of making up the soldering iron and the circuit board and everything else. Oh, well, learning, I guess. Oops. Never mind. Right, let's wait. Let's go grab some saplings and see if we can get a tree farm working. I've got a feeling I'm going to need some dirt as well. I did have dirt on me. I'll probably put it away somewhere. Right, so what's missing? So we're okay that way. We've got that. Everything's good. Is it a case of just need to put some dirt in? So where's my dirt? Dirt. Ah. Okay, it doesn't seem to be doing what I'd expected it to do. Oh, there it is. Just need to record. There we go. So there we have our dirt been put down, our saplings been planted, and we can just let this do its thing. The only thing we are going to need to do is hook up our XNet again to extract stuff, and then, you know, because it will just fill into here. But for now, we've got the start of our tree farm in place. Hopefully it will produce the saplings and the apples that we need, and then we can hook that all in. So we're going to end this episode here. In the next episode, we're going to look at pulling together the additional machines needed to convert stuff into polyethylene. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, feel free to give it a like. If you'd like to see more, then please feel free to subscribe. Until then, I wish you a very pleasant day. Goodbye.